Cat? Is it a Mr. Cool Cat or a Mrs. Cool Cat?
Mrs.
Hello.
Mrs. Cool Cat, huh?
Yeah.
Where's her necklace?
I don't know where.
Where did you find that? Just on Google?
No.
Not on Google. Where did you make it?
In an app called App Reader.
App Reader. Oh, I've heard of that. Okay. App Reader, yeah. Yeah, they got a lot of really cool things now to make cartoons and memes and wow. So many little things. Where is Mimi? Mimi Milo.
I don't know where she.
Maybe she's dancing again. We have interest 22. Oh my God. Do you know why I called it bubbles?
I don't know why. I haven't printed yet.
I haven't printed it yet. I called it bubbles because I always use bubbles as an analogy, like a way of explaining something about how we go through life. And I've always wanted to kind of make this video about how in life is always moving, right? Things are coming by our life and things are passing us by, whether it's opportunity, whether it's people, whether it's jobs, whether it's money, whether it's boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it is, friends, we're always moving through life as the world keeps rotating. And I've always kind of imagined in my head that we were all little bubbles. Everything in life is a little bubble. And a bubble could be like an opportunity. Your mom and dad are bubbles. And then our bubble, of course, as we go through life, it attracts certain things and you attract things and it attracts things. Things are attracted to you. So, for example, your mom and dad are attached, right? They're a bubble. You're a bubble. Mom is a bubble. And maybe they're part of 50% of your life or 20% of your life, or maybe 90% of your life. And then someday you'll meet your husband and he'll be a part of your bubble. And then, of course, you'll have children and then they'll be part of your bubble. And then your job is part of your bubble and your problems are part of your bubble. So your little bubble is in the middle of many other bubbles that are all attached to you at different amounts, right? And then, sometimes you miss an opportunity and say, oh, I missed that. I should have invested in that when I had the chance, but it's gone, right? Because you keep moving through life. So that's the video I want to make about everything in the world is like a bubble moving through time. And when I was going through all the different topics in our book, there are all so many different things. I couldn't really say this is really about geography or really this is about history or this is about social life. There was talking about, like, today's lesson is about how we get along in society with friends and, getting along with people and giving advice and things like that. But then the next one is going away and traveling. And then the next one is about geography and the world of villages. And the next one is about shopaholics, I guess, shop until you drop. So they're all little bubbles, different foods, our taste, the things we're attracted to in food, culture, health, also part of our bubble, right? Healthy foods or bad foods, how it affects us, and incredible wildlife, the animals in the world, science. So there was I couldn't find two lessons that had anything in common. They're all completely different. So it just popped in my head that these are all bubbles in life. It's the best I could do. And I'm stalling. I'm telling stories to try to buy some time for Mimi Milo to get here before we start. Yeah. So does your sister, did you talk to your sister yet? Is she enjoying the class?
No.
No? You don't talk to your sister?
Yeah.
But you never talk about classes? What do you
Because
think?
she locked the door.
Oh, when she was having class, she locked the door?
Yeah.
Cute. So she didn't want anybody to disturb her in class. No, that's smart. You should do that sometimes. She had the foggy camera today too. Yeah, no, she's doing good. I think she likes it. It looks like she likes it. She won the vocab challenge today. She did. It's true. All right. I don't know where Mimi Milo is, and I haven't got any messages yet. No messages on any of the boards. So we're just going to start anyway. Just like that. What can we do? Interest 22. Ask for help. Right. Because as I said, what we're going to read about is a few kids, teenagers that are having some problems, and it's kind of recommendations of how you should deal with this, who you should talk to, when to talk to friends, when to talk to parents, or when not to, I guess, as well. So that's what we're going to read about. So I said, ask for help. That's our title today. So our first word today. All right, this one. Okay. I think here it's is it September 2nd? Could be an adjective or a noun. All right. Mexico became from Spain in 1821. Now that Jean's got a job, she's financially no need.
Independence?
Yeah, independent, right? When you don't have to rely on so many people, you can make your own money. You can cook for yourself. You can start taking care of yourself. You can actually start helping take care of other people. That's a sign that you are independent. Right? And a country rules itself. It's not being run by someone else or governed by someone else, not influenced or controlled by any or in any way or other people, event, or things. Independent. Independent, yeah. Pendant. Yeah. So that's for you. Was it? Oh, I don't know what class it was. We had a flag of Italy, and it looks exactly like the Mexican flag, except there's no eagle and snake on a cactus in the white. It's just green, white, and red. And the kid said, I think you know him. I think it was Alien. Yeah, you know Alien because you were in his class before. He said Mexico. Or no, yeah, he said Mexico instead of, but that's the difference. It has the eagle in there. They got some beautiful eagles in Mexico. Hello, Mimi Milo.
Hello.
How are you today? You still haven't got a new microphone?
I didn't fix it.
Huh?
I didn't fix it.
Oh, are you gonna fix it?
No, I'm still gonna fix it.
All right, let's
Disagree?
do the best we can with what we have. Well, when you have a disagreement, what often happens? You often get into All right, if you disagree with someone.
Agree? Argue?
Yeah. What's the noun? Argue is a verb. We had an earlier today.
Agreement?
Agreement, yeah. Argument, not agreement. Argument. That's what it is. All right, first point. Argument or arguments. Yeah, we argue, right? That's the verb. Argumentative is the adjective. Argument is the noun. We had an argument. Mimi Milo, argument. Arguments. I have many arguments with my parents. Arguments, yeah. Okay. So in the case where you maybe you have lots of arguments with your brothers or sister or something. Maybe you want to ask your mom and dad about it. Maybe they'll give you some. What could you get from a good friend, a parent, a doctor?
Advance.
Advance means to go forward. It's close.
Advisement.
Advisement. That's another way of saying it. Okay. Advice. Advisement is someone giving you advice. Yeah, he gave me some. Well, do we even say that? Advisement? How would we use that in a sentence? Because we say, I'm looking for some advice. He gave me some advice. Careful consideration, of course. Yeah. Give me some examples. How could I use this in a sentence? A counseling and advisement center. Contact Dr. Gray about academic advisement. Students, graduate career advisement. Yeah, it's tough to use this in a sentence. We are prepared to take on advisement, other proposals that might come from another place. Maybe if you're looking for legal advice, take on advisement. I think that he was perhaps not speaking under full advisement. He wasn't seeking enough advice when he was giving his opinions or his point of view. All right, one more. Over a 10-year period, the assets under advisement grew to over $3.5 billion. So I guess it's the continuation of someone being advised. I guess it would be like financial consultants or lawyers and stuff. They're giving advisement, which we always say giving advice. But I guess that is how we would use it. There's a few examples. Yeah, that's a different one. Advice. I hear something in the background. I know you're trying to talk to us, but very difficult.
I'm sorry, I have to go now because.
Oh, now you're loud. Now you're loud.
I have to go. My parents.
You have to go?
I have to go.
Okay. Are you coming back?
Maybe not. I think so.
Maybe not. You're going out to party.
We're busy.
I don't know what you're saying. Please get a microphone for next week, okay? Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Thank you so much.
Lily says bye too. It's going to be a one-on-one tonight, Lily. Just me and you. So I'll play the vocab challenge with you.
That's not fair.
Why? I don't know the words.
Really? You already know the word.
Yeah, of course I do. I picked all the words. Okay, we'll give you time seconds. You have to get the word in 5 seconds or I get the point.
Oh, that's hard.
We'll just have some fun and talk about the words. It's okay. So yeah, we have some advice. We get advice from professionals, obviously from doctors. What else could we get advice from? Who else could we get advice from? Friends, parents, teachers, maybe psychologists, but that's like a doctor. Maybe from mechanics on our vehicles, how to keep them in good shape.
The teacher.
Teachers, yeah, usually they're especially on a topic. Yeah, like you could ask me for advice on how to prepare for your IELTS or something like that. I was just thinking of another good one for advice, and I said mechanics. IT, right? I'm always trying to get advice from people that are in computer sciences and work with YouTubes and all these things, because I'm learning every day about how all this works, trying to build a nice big channel, but it's a lot of research and not many people around to help me. So I'm always looking for advice. So I watch a lot of YouTube advice. Ask YouTube for advice. on certain things. Advice. All right. So this one. Now, this could be something you give to someone. It can be a verb or a noun. It could be something you could get from other people. And it's also something you could get financially. So like the bank would trust you. It's also the name of a card. A Visa is it's not an ATM. Reliable. It's like that. Like a Visa, MasterCard, American Express. I think those are the three biggest ones. There's a few others. But these cards mean they're not ATMs. Like I don't have my wallet with me. But there's no account. Okay, there's an account that the bank opens up, but there's no money in it. But it'll say, this card, you can borrow using this card. We will give you up to $1,000. So I can go buy a new computer right now for like $800. I don't even have the money, but I can use the Visa card and the bank will pay for it. And then I just pay them back every month. So it's like a loan. But in order to get credit cards, I just gave you the word, in order to give you a credit card, or in order to get approved for a loan application, let's say you want to buy a house, right? Well, the bank wants to know what your job is, how much money you have, do you have any investments, do you have any other outstanding loans that you owe people money? Because they want to know for sure that you have the means or you're capable of paying that monthly payment back to the bank with interest. So you have to have credibility, right? You have to be credible. So there's that kind of credit where people trust you that they'll lend you money, right? Banks are really, that's how they make all their money, right? They lend money to people and get interest money. That's how they make their money. They don't make any money if you give them your money and you put they keep the money in the bank and pay the staff to have your money sit in the vault. How do they make any money on that? It's just sitting there. It's not doing anything. But what they do is they use that money to give loans to people, to borrow money, and then they make money on the interest. That's how the banks make money. They lend money. So you have to have credit. And the other one, like the big picture here, I'll give you an example. Praise, approval, or honor. Kind of like, let's say you're working on a project at school and there's a whole team, 4 or 5 people, and you're all working together. But the work you did, and you went the extra little mile and you found extra information. And because of the work you did on the team, you guys won first place, or you guys got an A+ on the report. And then, of course, the team wins. It's not just you, it's the team. But the people on your team turn around and say to the teacher, it was really because of Lily. She's the one that did all this extra work and made it so perfect. It wouldn't be this nice if it wasn't for Lily. So now amongst your peers, amongst your group and your team, they're giving you credit for a job well done. Right? So there's that kind of credit too, to give someone credit for doing something. Because you'll notice in life, sometimes you'll do something. It's very common in work where you work for your boss and you do all this job and everything. And then the boss presents it to someone or something and is, oh, this is really good work. And they win an award and they get praise and they get credit for it. And they're like, oh, thank you. Yeah, no, I worked really hard on this. But he or she didn't really do all the work. It was you who did the work, but he's taking all the credit, right? Those are selfish people. Don't want to work for people like that. what you want him to do is give you credit and say, oh, look, I just helped manage, but it's Lily and the team behind me. They're the ones that did all the work. The credit really goes to them. So I share this award with them because it's because of them everything was so well done. Understand?
Yeah.
I figured you would. You're a smart cookie. All right, this is going to be about personalities. I added these words. They're not in the book. But I thought it was relevant to especially teenagers, going through different problems. So this is a word that we use to explain very sociable people, an energetic person who enjoys being with other people. What kind of person is he? What is he?
Sociable.
What? A sociable. 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 Well, he is sociable, and they are sociable down in the smaller picture too. They get along well with other people. They like meeting new people. They like going out and hanging out with their friends more than they like being alone. Like me, I'm really in the middle. I spend way more time alone now because I work online, and the people I see the most are you guys. Other than that, I only see the staff and all of the students. So I guess it would look like I'm not a very social person because I don't have many friends in Da Nang, and I work so much, I don't get a chance to go out and make new friends. But that's not my personality. I very much enjoy going out with friends, but I equally enjoy staying home, reading a book, doing my work, watching a movie by myself. I love both. So I'm not either one. But some people, they prefer going out way more, hanging around with the other people. Okay, this is a word you're going to see a lot of because they're used a lot to describe the personalities of people. Have you heard this word before?
No, I haven't.
He or she is an extrovert, a very energetic person who enjoys being with other people. Often you're going to see him out with friends doing things, sports or cafes or, whatever it is. But he's one of those personalities. He loves to be out with his friends, and he or she, again, I keep saying he, but he or she loves to be making new friends and meeting new people. Extroverts.
Extrovert.
Yeah. So it's kind of extension, getting out there. So this one is the opposite. The one I said I also very much enjoy, where I'm fine. I have no problem watching a football game that I want to watch, or a movie that I want to watch while all my friends are partying, but I just don't want to have a party right now. So I'm cool. Don't worry about me. I'll eat my popcorn. I'm having fun. I can enjoy both. Sometimes it can be negative because sometimes maybe you do it too much and you're just attracted to your social media, which means you're not making friends, which is a bad thing. But there's nothing wrong with wanting to spend some of your time alone. Nothing wrong with that. Many people who do a lot of reading enjoy having quiet, peaceful time. What do we call these people?
Introvert.
Exactly. You've got extroverts that like to get out and explore. I like the X, right? Explore, extend, expedition, to get out there. Extrovert. And then you have people who are the opposite. They're introverts. Not intro. I keep saying intro and it's wrong. Introvert. Yeah. So what do you think? Are you an introvert, an extrovert, or same like me? You like both equally?
Equally.
I think that's a good balance. I don't think it's good to be too extrovert and too introvert. I think we should have a good balance. Makes sense to me. All right. So now we talked about credit, advice. This is like about advice. maybe a little connected to independent in a way. But this is it's kind of like a coach. It's not a boss. It's not so much about working together. It's kind of like a teacher. There are a lot of people who believe that even though going to university,
Lecture.
well, a lecture is when the teacher is giving is like giving a class on something. They call it a lecture because he's talking to many people, and it's up to you to keep notes and listen very carefully. A lot of people, of course, some people think differently, but I would say the majority, and myself, I would think that a way to say this would be, of course, it's good to go to university and get a higher education. Also, I believe personally, my opinion, that before you go to university or college, you should definitely try to pick a field, an area to pursue as something that really interests you, to make sure you're on the right track for your life. But there's also a lot of people who believe that that's not really enough. It's when you find someone who is an expert or very well experienced in that field, and then you learn from that person. But you're learning from someone who has really done it, who has really run businesses and has been successful. And then you study under them. You kind of become what they call the apprentice in some ways. It could be going to work for someone, and that person could become your teacher. But if they're really teaching you how to do something really, 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 really specified and well in your field, what would we call that person? Starts with an M. It's a very popular word these days. You hear a lot of people saying, "Oh, I'm a life coach." I help people get their lives together. Because sometimes working with someone who does it can teach you faster if you're doing it than just studying and reading books.
I don't know.
Yeah, this is a good word. It's called a mentor. And a mentor is kind of like, I guess if we looked at the definition, and I'm going to check it right now, but I bet you the definition is going to be like a private teacher, a private specialized teacher. Let's see. Mentor meaning. Yeah. An experience and trusted, so proven, they're not full of baloney. They really do have the proof that they know what they're talking about. Advisor. Yeah. Both trainees were expertly mentored by the site supervisor to be taught not just by the teacher or the book, but to be taught by an expert in that field. We call them a mentor. Can you say that? Mentor.
Mentor.
Yeah. All right. Mentor. Very good word to learn. You're going to hear it a lot in the future. Now, we just talked about mentors. We talked about going to school and getting an education. Now, going through school, at the end of it, you're going to get something. Working and being advised by a mentor, you want to get what? What is the purpose? 700 can be used in different ways. It's like what you get on your test. You've had this word before. 750 workers will lose their job as of company cutbacks. I finished my exams yesterday, but I won't know the until August. Like the score or the rating.
Percent?
As a percent of company cutbacks? No. Percent is just how much of 100 is it, right? 5%, 20%, 50%. A consequence, effect, or outcome of something. The of my test was not very good. I didn't study hard enough.
Result?
Yeah, result. Results. The end factor of something. Right? Due to the cutbacks, what's the consequence of that? Well, it means as a result of these cutbacks, 750 workers will lose their job. I won't know the results of my test scores until August. The results of going to university gives me a better job. The results of my mentor, my advisor, will show in how successful you become in your field. The result. Say it. Result.
Result.
Good. Perfect. I don't know if you know this one, but we had, well, no, did we have one in Vietnam? No, some provinces, some countries had it during COVID. Some countries have it during wartime. And most kids, what is it?
Rumor.
Rumor? No. He's out past his. Most kids are allowed to go outside and play until it's permission to go out. Well, that's to go. Permission to go. But for example, if you and your sister after dinner, after your homework, it's like 6, 7 o'clock, it's already dark. Do you have permission to go play outside in the park?
No.
No, if it's dark, you're not allowed to go outside?
Yeah. But if I have permission, I won't go to the park that moment.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
okay.
it's dark.
All right, perhaps not the park, but when you go outside and play, where do you normally go? Outside. Okay, well, no. Okay, let's say you go to a friend. Okay, do your parents ever say, yeah, okay, you can go to your friends, but be back by 9 o'clock? They tell you the time that they want you to come home. Did that ever happen?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it usually the same time?
No.
Always different. Sometimes 8, sometimes 9, sometimes 10?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So it's different on different occasions. But for example, when I was a kid, I lived in the country, so it was very safe. And the kids would always go play outside at nighttime. But my mom and dad always said, okay, you want to go out and play with your kids? And because we would go all over the place in the country, right? We could go to his house, her house, those woods, that tree, that park, all over the place. We could go quite far. But the rule was you always have to come back by 9 o'clock, for example. So what is that called? If the city says nobody's allowed to leave their house after 10 p.m., or your parents say you have to be home by 9 o'clock. What is that? What's that rule called? It's called a curfew. What time is your curfew? Oh, I can come over and play until 9. 9 o'clock, I have to go home. Right? So maybe this kid lost track of time and he's playing on the swing, and maybe it's 9:15. And he's like, uh-oh, he's going to get in trouble because he stayed out past his curfew. Right? It said right there, a rule.
Curfew.
Yeah, that's an easy one. ER pronunciation, few. Curfew. 2 syllables. Another really good, this is a lot of, I'm starting to add a lot higher words in here, like I said. So it's really good to use these and learn them. Your diary is what? This jet is what? The information is what? What would you say? What you write in your diary? You don't want everybody to read it because it's
private.
Yeah, private. It's your thoughts, private. A private jet. Not the public can't get on. Only the people who own it or who rent it. Private. Not privet. Private. Oh, would you act like that out at school? Never. I think she's a little crazy. And obviously, she badly at grandma's yesterday, so she's in trouble. So what was she doing? The act or conduct? Act or conduct, not conduct. Conduct oneself, how you acted. I don't want to give you the word. In a specified way, especially towards other. Sometimes you can very well. Sometimes you can badly.
Behave.
Yeah, behave. I'd never behave like that in public. True. I wouldn't act like that either in public. She obviously behaved badly at grandma's yesterday. So now she's getting in trouble for the way she behaved, the way she was acting. Do you ever get in trouble for the way you behave?
I don't remember.
Does your sister get in trouble for the way she behaves?
Yeah.
Yeah, because she's still so young. Still learning. Learning. Behave. How we act. This is another word for a friend.
Partner.
Partner could be a friend, but it could also be business. Or it could also be in class. Maybe they're not your friend, but they're your partner in your project. So this is definitely more a friend.
Buddy.
Buddy is a good one. That's true. That is a good answer, but that's not the one we're looking for. This one is very popular for Australians to use. This is they say
Pal?
this. Pal. Pal is another really good one. I think pal is American, yeah. I don't know where they're pal, British or American. I know we say buddy a lot in Canada, where I'm from. I'm going to go over to a buddy's house. Means a friend. There's another one. Starts
Bro.
with bro. That's a Vietnamese one. Yo, bro. You know what bro is short for?
I don't know.
Bro is a short form for yo, brother. Or sis for sister. Yo, bro. It's like, yo, brother. Yeah. That's another one. Not this one. This one starts with an M.
M?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think you do. Did you know that one?
Yeah, I know that.
Okay, mate. See you tomorrow. Bye, mate. Hey, mate. What's up, mate? Yeah, really popular in Australia, from what I understand, from what I know. A couple of friends of mine, John and Jeff, two of my closer Australian friends, often say that, mate. Yeah. This is to think things through, to use common sense, to make wise decisions. That is to think how, based on or acting in good judgment and practical ideas, things that are proven to work or understanding, right? I'm not going to make comments or judgment on anything about American politics because I just don't know enough about it. I'm not educated enough in that field to have an opinion. I can state what I think I understand, knowing that I lack education. So it's impossible for me to make this kind of a decision. So to make a good judgment, you'd have to think and act what? Sense. Sensible. Or sensibly. A new word, yeah? I'm sure John can be relied on, right? I trust this guy. I'm sure John can be relied on. He seems eminently sensible, meaning positively, eminently, like with certainty. What's a good definition for eminent? Eminent means like it's gonna happen. It's trustable, good information. Let's see, get the proper definition. Eminent, to a notable degree, very, very much. An eminently readable textbook. A very readable textbook. So it's kind of like very. So yeah, seems eminently very sensible. So they're really trusting and they believe they can rely on him because he seems to know what he's doing. It would seem more, so making a decision now, right? I'm like, there is an option, but after I think about it more and I'm using my senses, right? It would seem more sensible. It would make more sense to do the research now before we start on the project, right? So it's clever thinking, smart thinking, based on or acting on good judgment to think things through and practical ideas or understanding. Let's try that. A sensible person.
A sensible person.
Sensible, yeah. To ask someone to do something for you, to help you. Something you do to help someone often after being asked to. Yeah. So I need some help with my homework. Can I ask you, can you help me with my homework? Could you do me I need you. What is it? Would you feed my dog this weekend? I have to go away for business. Can you do me
Ask.
I'm already asking. But what am I asking for? He never even thanked me. Unbelievable. So that's the last time I do him You know this. I'm sure you know this one. I'm sure you know it. Can I ask for a favor? Yeah. Can you do something for me? Could be a small favor. Could be a big favor. Can you watch my sister for 10 minutes? I have to go get the mail. Something. You know, you ask someone to do something for you. A favor. There's a lot of favors are good, you know, because you always want to help people. They say the most happiest people in the world are people who are always trying to give to other people. I'm not saying give all your money, but I mean doing good things for other people. It's one of the best rewards to know that you really helped someone. But you have to be careful. There are people out there who will take advantage of that. So it's tricky. Favor. Do me a favor and help your sister with TS and TH. But no, she's doing better. She's getting the sounds, actually. Here's another new, nice, wonderful word. I love this word. It means many, many, many things all together or around something. A group of similar things that are close together, sometimes surrounding something. This is a of stars and suns in a galaxy. That would be a galaxy. Traveling through space. It's unbelievable how this thing can travel through space at tens of thousands of kilometers or hundreds of thousands of kilometers an hour. It's just incredible what's going on in the universe. Absolutely incredible. Look at this big bunch of bananas. It's a big of bananas. Look at these power lines. This looks like Hanoi, but Hanoi looks worse, actually. All these cables all over the place. How am I going to find the problem? Starts with a C. Today is probably one of the hardest vocabs. Lots of new words.
Concentrate.
That's a really good guess. Concentrated means all efforts are concentrated or something is filled with something. That's very, very similar. this word is called a cluster. Yeah, a group of many similar things all together. I don't know if we'd call, I think it's a bunch of bananas. But I think once you cut it and then you have like 10 on one piece, I think that's a bunch. I think this would be a cluster, but I could be wrong. But a cluster of stars, a cluster of planets, a cluster of cables. There's lots of examples of cluster, but it also means often very disorganized. Like there's no real pattern. They're just everywhere. There's so many of them. It's often used as like a mess, like that. There's so many things wrong with this situation or this problem. It's not just one thing. It's a cluster of problems. I don't know where to start to solve the problem. There's so many problems with this cluster. All right, so this one, we did cluster. Here's another big word. Having or expressing more than one possible meaning, sometimes intentionally. Now, you'll see this legally, politically. It's called ambiguous. I've heard people say that often in religion, like Bibles and stuff like that. Like I really avoid having political conversations or religious conversations in our classes because there are so many points of views and there are so many of them. And the world has been arguing the meaning of certain things for thousands of years. So it's useless for me to give advice, give opinions, or explain something of those matters because someone can easily prove me wrong because of a different perspective, a different viewpoint. So that's why a lot of people say, oh, we can talk about anything you want, as long as it's not religion and it's not politics, because you can never win in an argument or a conversation. There's no black and white. It's very ambiguous. It can be interpreted like the Bible. Some people read the Bible and understand this. Other people read the Bible and they understand it this way. This is what he meant. No. He means this. Very ambiguous. It's something that you have to live with. People will say things and it's like, did he mean this or did he mean that? I don't really understand. It's not very clear. It's ambiguous. That's you, Lily. Ambiguous.
Ambiguous.
I put personality up here, and I'll get into the personality, how this is related in a minute. But the word I'm looking for now is like being what is claimed to be genuine, right? Genuine means real, the real thing. Now, I don't know if you know the difference, but I do. I have a real leather jacket. I've had this jacket now for over 30 years. It still looks amazing. And the older it gets, the better it looks. It's real hard leather. It just gets softer and better with time. I have a pair of shoes that I've had for over 20 years and are handmade leather Italian style shoes. They never fall apart. They last forever. But I've bought shoes that were fake leather. They're like vinyl. And after 6 months of wearing them, they crack, they fall apart. I have to put them in the garbage. They're no good. They're not real. They're fake. I've bought jackets where I thought it was a leather jacket. They said it was a leather jacket. And a few months later, it's starting to fall apart. It's not. It's vinyl. It's fake leather. But it looks like it, and they spray it. They make it smell like leather, but it's not real. Gucci, right? How can you go down to the market and buy a bag with Gucci on it and buy it for $200,000 when a Gucci bag from a Gucci shop costs like $1,000? So how could Vietnam have a Gucci bag in the market for $200,000?
It's fake.
It's fake. So these Gucci's in the Gucci store, this real leather, they are what? Someone's personality is real, not fake. He is or she is what? I got Lily's brain smoking today. A lot of sophisticated words today. Authentic. He's authentic. He speaks the truth. You can trust him. This is authentic leather, straight from this manufacturer. Genuine. They have the reputation. They never give bad quality. They're authentic. This is authentic, real leather. These are authentic Gucci bags and Gucci shoes. Not that I would ever buy one, but there's a big difference from $1,000 and 20 or 200,000 dong. More new. No, this is what Trevor says all the time. What?
Shocked.
Yeah, you could say shocked for extremely surprising. But what does Trevor always say when he's shocked or extremely surprised?
Incredible.
I never say incredible. When you guys do something, and instead of me saying, I'm extremely surprised, or that's incredible, a space station? Nah, not possible. What do I always say? That's, you guys are, you make me crazy.
Amazing.
No, I always say unbelievable. Unbelievable. Right? Sometimes things are incredible, so incredible that it's like, I don't even believe this is happening. If I don't believe it, it's kind of, we say unbelievable. Like you look at this space station or this mothership with all its other spaceships with it. It certainly looks real. Yeah, very realistic. And it's even got his ships parked on the sides. Wow, I used to love drawing things like this when I was a kid. But my point is, it's unbelievable. We don't have anything like that in real life. It's just fiction, right? It's not real. It's just fiction, fake. Unbelievable. We're going to let you figure this out. Should be really easy. It's just a verbal phrase. Or I keep saying verbal phrase, but it's actually a phrasal verb. Like the top one is the literal meaning. But the two small pictures is how we use it as a phrasal verb because it has a bit of a different meaning. Right? A breakup, a fight.
Fall.
Uh-huh. It's two words, right? It's a phrasal verb. Fall what? What would mom be saying to the kid when he's climbing in the tree? Don't fall.
Fall down.
3 letters?
Out.
Yeah. Don't fall out of the tree. I would be like, Mom, go away. I want to play in the tree because I would go higher. I used to play in trees all the time when I was a kid. You'd always find me in trees, like way high up in trees. Way higher than the house.
Climb the tree.
I know. It's really funny how so many Vietnamese kids, every kid I asked, you don't climb trees? You don't go make tree houses? No, it's dangerous. Never climb a tree. I'm lucky. I didn't grow up that way. I did all kinds of crazy things and fun things. And I built tree houses and built swings and ropes. And I couldn't imagine being a kid now and not being a kid again now. And everybody's saying, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. Well, what am I going to do? And I just sit there and play on my handphone. Very different childhood. Fallout. Yeah. My mom would have never bothered worrying about me in the tree either. She'd be like, where's Trevor? Oh, he's up in the tree again. All right. Well, dinner's ready when you come down. They would have never said, don't climb a tree. All right. Something that is very important. Extremely important or necessary. We need now. Well, I don't know about education as much. I think you still survive. But if you want to be successful in life, It's definitely necessary, definitely important.
Needful.
Needful. Needful means you need something really, really desperately. Like, yeah, see, even I should have picked some other pictures. I saw this and I let it slide.
Requires.
Requires is something you need to do something, and the safety equipment is required. That's true. Mind you, you'd see lots of construction workers in Asia not using safety equipment. And some people don't get educated. So I'm kind of wrong here. So focus on the water. Let's look at life today. Water, food, money, housing, clothing. Those are, you have to have those to live. So what would be a word for those things? Because I know some people don't get education. Some people don't use safety equipment and they still live their life. So those two pictures are wrong here.
Essential.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Essentials, the things you need to have that are necessary, very important. And don't get me wrong, safety equipment isn't essential. You're not really smart if you don't use safety equipment when you do dangerous jobs. And you're not very smart if you don't get an education. And if you don't think your kids need to get an education, then you're not very smart. They are essential, but not to life. Just a standard of life, I guess. Yeah, essential. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll review some of those difficult words, and we'll read a little bit about the advice and asking for help. Sound like a plan, Missy? Break time. Break time, not bye.
Bye for break time.
Did you have a good nap?
I didn't take a nap.
Didn't take a power snooze? Oh my God. I went for a walk around the block. I try to go out and walk as much as I can because I spend so much time in front of the computer. I try to go for 3 walks a day, morning, afternoon, and evening. All right, so the first ones are quite easy. Independent. Here, you read them off. Number 1.
I love independent.
I love being independent. Independent is not a thing. All right. So I love being independent, or I want to be independent. 2.
She was in the arguments.
She was
In the arguments.
okay. So there could have been a debate going on, and there were several different arguments. So she was in the arguments. She took part. 3.
Do you need some advices?
I don't think advice is countable. It's like information.
Okay. Do you need any advice?
Yes, I need some advice. How do I make more money? Or now, credit could be countable if you're counting it like not credit for money or credibility. That's uncountable. But if you're saying credits at school, I need to get 2 more credits to graduate, then it could be countable. Depends how you use it.
Okay. I lose my credit card.
I lost, not lose.
I lost
If
my
you say,
credit
if you say you lose your credit card, it means like every day. Right? So I lost my credit card. 5.
She's extrovert. She loves talking to people.
Okay, so she is. So that means we have to put an article in front. So she is one of many. She is an extrovert. She is an extrovert. She is a teacher. It is an eagle. One of many, many, many. Introvert.
Opposite to her, her sister is an introvert.
Again?
Opposite to her, her sister is an introvert.
Opposite to her. Okay. All right. So we're talking about someone. So I would say in opposite to her sister. In opposite to her sister, not the same as her sister. In opposite to her sister, she is an introvert. I would say it that way. 7.
Well, I need to think.
It's okay. Today is Saturday. Tomorrow is Sunday. Can we check interest 6, lesson 9?
The mentor told to do the 7th exercise.
Again? This time I heard the dog.
Mentor told me to do the 7th exercise.
Mentor told me to do the 7th exercise?
Yeah.
Okay. So the mentor, if you're speaking about a specific
I
person.
said the mentor.
Oh, the mentor. Mentor. This one is not ER. This is OR sound. Mentor. All right. See that ER, well, not that one, but when you have that little R coming off the side, that's the sound. Introvert. Oh, no, that's right. Vert. Right there. But you're right. Many ORs like Trevor, tractor, conductor, actor. Many ORs sound like ER, but not this one. This one is mentor. So the mentor advised me to do the 7th exercise. Okay. Result?
My best friend's exam result was bad because she was late all days.
All day. Or she plays every day. Okay, so my best friend's or my friend's result, singular.
My best friend exam was bad.
Okay, my best friend's exam result, just one exam was really bad. Okay, curfew.
Have you ever had a curfew?
Yeah. Have you ever had a curfew? Yeah, my curfew was 8 o'clock. It was terrible. I had to go home and all my friends were playing. 10.
My phone password is private. No one knows it.
Yeah, my phone password or my password on my phone is private. No one knows it. Behave.
She has a good behave.
Yeah, it's not right? This is a verb, so it's not a noun. So we can't say good behave. Try it again.
She behaves very good.
She behaves. She behaves or she... Okay. If it's all the time, she behaves very well. If it's on that time, specific time, then we would say she behaved really well or very well. Mate.
My mate is on the roof. Catch me.
My mate is on the roof.
Yeah.
What the heck are they doing on the roof?
She's dancing beautifully on the roof.
She's dancing beautifully on the roof. Okay. It's a little dangerous. I bet mom's not happy. 13.
It is sensible to hear crocodiles singing.
It is sensible to hear crocodiles singing. Remember, sensible is to do something very wisely, right? It's sensible to do your research before talking about it. It's sensible to think about what you would say before you talk, right? It's about doing things smartly. Favor. I don't think it'd be wise to listen to any crocodiles do anything. 14.
What's flavor would you choose when you eat ice cream?
Again?
Which flavor will you choose when you eat ice cream?
Oh, that's with an L. Which flavor would you
Oh, yeah,
choose?
yeah.
Right? That's what it tastes like. Banana, coconut, chocolate. This is to do something for someone.
Using stickers is my best friend favorite.
Again?
Using stickers is my best friend's favorite.
Using stickers is my best friend's favor. Now that would make sense if you said favorite. But remember, favor is when you want someone to do something for you. Can you do me a favor? Could you pick up the package for me? If you do me this favor, I'll help you with your homework, right? To do something for someone else. Can you do me a favor? Could you please turn the music down? I'm trying to have my English class. To do something for me or for someone else. Cluster. Remember many things? That's tough. Right, a star cluster.
Get the bananas cluster.
The banana cluster. Yeah. Could be a big mess too. A cluster of a room. What's a good example of a cluster? We don't use it that often. It's not something. Let's see. I can't even think of a good. I can think of negative ways to say it, but I don't want to say those. And almost all the examples that I think of cluster, I'm thinking of bunch or swarm, and it just doesn't sound right. So let's see what Cambridge has for some sample sentences here. Cluster. Because they'll be a lot more accurate than me, of course. Well, again, they're talking about galaxies here. Have a look at the cluster of galaxies in this photograph. There was a cluster of fans around him. Okay, so a lot of fans going around someone, getting really aggressive, trying to get an autograph or something. There was a cluster of fans around him asking for autographs. It's not used that much. The hens cluster together at the sight of strangers going quiet. So all the hens and chickens getting together, they're all over the place. A cluster of hens. I guess a cluster of clouds. People clustered around the notice board to read the exam results. When you get all the scores posted on the board at school to see who passed, who got what. They do that in some schools. And everybody's all crowded together. It's a cluster of students. It's like a crowd too. All right. Ambiguous. Now, again, here, I'm going to help you make it simple. It's really about something that could be a bit confusing, right? Like the book, this could be, that is an ambiguous book. Right? You could take many different meanings from it. That was an ambiguous speech. It's like, what does he really mean when he says this and that? It could be this or that, right? Ambiguous. That's a big word. That's like a C1 word. Authentic. That should be easy.
Authentic.
It could be as simple as
authentic. The exam's result. It is 10, not 1.
Authentic test results. So accurate scoring. All right. I have an authentic smile. I have an authentic painting from a specific artist. Genuine. Very interchangeable. Unbelievable.
Look at that sexy gorilla. It's unbelievable.
What gorilla?
A sexy gorilla.
That would be unbelievable. That's for sure. Fallout as a phrasal verb.
I'm feeling out of the tree.
Yeah, that's the literal meaning, right? To fall out of something, fall out of bed, fall out of a tree. But this phrasal verb is like meaning having a fight. Like, I had a fallout with my friend. We had a bad argument. We're not talking anymore. Right? I had a fallout with my parents. They kicked me out of the house. Yeah, that's what they mean here. Like something bad. Usually like an argument. Essential.
I think having a shop is essential.
Having a shop is essential. Yeah, a little extra income here and there, some good experience with business. Sure, why not? All right, that's that. Let's move on to some reading comprehension. That's it for our reading and problems and advice. And I think we gave some good advice to those kids. Common problems. Do you have any problems at home now?
No.
Everything's going really good?
Yeah.
Good. And little brother and little sister, right? Are they driving you crazy?
Maybe no.
That's good. So everything is going good. All right. Was that your dad in the room a while ago?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, say hi to Paris for me. Say hi to your little brother for me. And have a good rest of the weekend. And I'll see you next weekend.
Bye.
Bye, Lily.